Hello and welcome to Pine Cove Farm. We are going to do a few chores today around the farm to keep things ticking over. We are going to kick off with some greenhouse work, and then we're probably going to do some other little tasks around the farm. So here on the farm we have a bunch of greenhouses courtesy of the Pine Cove map down here at Merville's, which need maintaining. These need a couple of things to keep them up and running and generating produce, which is then sold. First of these is manure, and the second of these is compost. So down at the BGA we have a rather useful a system in place where we can give the little plant here that we're looking at liquid manure, as in slurry, and straw to create solid manure. This is required by the greenhouses. Next door at the composter, the composter's been running flat out now for pretty much ever, and we have lots of compost. We have tons of compost, and in our trucks here, and we're just looking at our man hook loader, our IT runner, that has our trailer full of compost full of manure. So we're just going to get in the truck here. So we are full. We actually need about 200,000 litres of manure and 200,000 litres of compost to fill up the entire set of greenhouses ready to go. And I say we've been running these two pieces of kit, the composter and essentially the manure creator, non-stop to basically produce enough ready for us to do this. Now we could use manure from our cattle and from our pigs. However, I like to use that manure to essentially prepare our fields. So when we use the helper basically sources their manure from the cattle, and we go through quite a bit of that. So this is the preferred method I use to generate manure for the greenhouses. So let's take this up to the greenhouse and let's get on with getting those set up. So it's not a big trip. We are going to take our IT runner up there. It shouldn't take us long to get things sorted. The other thing we need to actually do whilst we're up there is we will need to fill up the greenhouses with water. That is a somewhat laborious task. They take 40,000 litres of water. We have a truck that does 50, so we've got to go back and forth about 5 times to actually do this. There are 5 greenhouses, all of which have a particular fruit. So doing the manure and compost, because we've got our lovely oversized trailers, and I need to brake to make this corner, and of course I missed it, so I need to back up a little bit. I do hate this corner because this is a very tight right hand corner for a lorry coming from this direction, and I always miss it. Just because of the angle actually of the bridge. If it wasn't for the angle, this would be much easier to deal with. So let's take this truck up here and we will basically quickly unload, and then we'll head back for a tipper full of compost, which we already have prepared at the compost production facility that I like to call it, or the composter, the Compost Master 2017. That little baby basically runs pretty much all the time until we fill it. We currently have literally probably 240,000 litres sat waiting to be picked up, 2 trailer loads of 200,000 litres sat just waiting in another actual trailer which is going to get brought up here. So we literally have somewhere in the region of 800,000 litres of compost waiting to have something done with it. For a long time we actually ran that composter just to feed the BGA, and until we filled the BGA. and we're kind of working through the digest data as we speak to actually sort stuff out. So I'm going to turn off drive control so that I can do this a little quicker. Well, I'm all for realism sometimes, but sometimes realism sucks, and using 2 pedals to do this instead of 1 can be so much quicker. So first unload, we drop 40,000 litres of manure there. And let's drop the second load. It's not a particularly hard task, but it's a chore that we have to do if we want to keep these running. These are pretty handy to have running at full capacity because they generate a nice little harvest revenue. Strangely enough, when they're running, all 5 of them at once, you can actually tick along quite nicely with a fairly decent sized revenue. So it does make life a little bit easier on the farm to have literally all of these running at full capacity for production of their produce. They do a number of things, including pumpkins, tomatoes, we've got cauliflower, and we also have cabbage, I think it is the last one, and watermelons. I always forget the watermelons because they're an odd thing to produce. You know, I'd kind of think something like lettuce would be the one that you'd have, but effectively, actually no, this is lettuce, not cabbage. Oops, wrong hole. We're in the compost hole, not the manure hole. So we have filled up the manure. So let's go grab, we'll take this back to the yard and then we'll go pick up, we'll actually take this to the composter. We always need an empty lorry down there. We will take this to the composter, we will pick up the compost, bring that back and unload that one. Fairly straightforward task really, doesn't take long to do. You see, it's taken us just a few minutes to sort that out. We have this, the kind of production of these 2 items kind of sewn up. Something that we've been running from pretty much from day one, especially the composter. That was a day 1 task. It's quickly identified as something we need to do. It kind of feeds the BGA, and although we could feed the BGA directly, it does have the added benefit that we feed the BGA, but we can also feed other services such as these greenhouses. So having this running is very advantageous to us. So I'm quickly going to do a bit of shuffling around this yard because we've got these 2 trailers full of compost here. I mean, literally 400,000 litres of compost are in these. So I want to get these out of the way. I will stick this trailer underneath the Silo King to unload the empty trailer into the empty trailer, sorry. That will basically give us a fresh load. Now, one of the things we actually need to do is we need to pop some compost in that compost sale location there, and we will do that when we finish up. Again, it's another little income, sits there, generates passive income for us based off what we've actually produced, and that is pretty useful to us to have that kind of ticking away, selling off a very sort of trickle supply, but it adds up over time. It's not an immediate sale. And when we're dumping the volumes of compost that we are, an immediate dump actually hurts the price quite considerably. Having a trickle basically means the price doesn't get hit as hard as quickly. You know, basically, I'm going to get K-lined by the NPC AI, but hey, they're not as bad as it could have been. It could have been on the roof. It could have been flipped over, pushed into the ditch, all kinds of horrible stuff that could happen, and has happened in the past. Getting one of these out of that ditch is not a trivial task. I give you that. So we're braking, gonna get out of and try and make this corner, and actually we might have done it. So, ha! You've witnessed a first. So let's head up here with the compost. Oops, we are actually short. We are light. Oh, that is annoying. I've just noticed we are light. So we actually do need to go back to the composter. That is unfortunate. I think I know what happened. I think I may have actually emptied out some of this into the other compost sale the other day and forgot to fill up again. That's unfortunate. So we need 200,000 litres, and we only have 160,000 litres, and I'm going the wrong way. What I'm going to do, whilst I brought this back, actually, I think I'll drop, because that trailer I think has filled up. So let's check the trailer status, because if that trailer is actually at 200k, we'll take this one back. Weird. It's actually 4 short. I'm not sure why it's 4 short. Did we run out of something? I think we did. I'm going to try something here. If I can drop into the spot here, will this actually work? I may have to clean this up later. I hope this is in the shovel point and it might pick it up. Nope. Ah, crap. Oh well. I'm going to have to clean that up properly. Oh well. That is such a pain in the ass. Oh well. We tried and failed. I'm going to reverse into this spot and unload more. Yeah, with 4 short it'll be fine. Let's take this back. It will be okay. It's only 4 litres. One of them will be a little short, that's all. Two in a row. Oh my god. Okay, so let's attempt 2 at basically doing this. So we're actually looking forward to the new Stevie map review, map release, which we'll be reviewing as soon as it's released. In fact, that is going to come tomorrow as I record this. So today's Thursday. And tomorrow, Friday, is the day of Stevie's last map review. Map release. I keep saying review. Yes, so Stevie is producing his last ever map, Cherry Hills. It will be released tomorrow. We will actually be doing a review of that, I think, as soon as I can get a copy and get it set up. And I will also be pushing out a version of it, depending on how it looks. So I'm 99% certain I will be doing this, is I will be setting up a multiplayer server with the map on. And I will be making it open for everyone to play on. As I do with all my multiplayer servers. So I hope people will come join me playing on it. I will be setting it up with some of my usual mods. I go for some of the realism mods, such like as the crop destruction and tire dirt and so on. I don't generally do the ground response one because I find it a little unpredictable on stuff. Had issues with it. I will be adding some of my oversized equipment to it, depending on sizes of the fields and stuff, because there's generally not a lot of people that play on multiplayer with me. I tend to have to play alone, so I use the oversized stuff, or there's just a couple of us playing, so effectively the oversized stuff helps us deal with more fields, bigger fields, all that kind of stuff. So that will be set up and ready to go, and I will publish the details of which and how to join alongside the review. Unless the map is a total bust, I won't do it in that case. If the map is epic and I decide to ditch Pine Cove, I will basically start doing a few let's plays and the like from Pine Cove farm. Instead I will do them from the new one. So let's get a couple of these up and running with water. And they will basically start. It looks like actually something has some water already, because they've just started to sell, which is intriguing. Some of these should have actually run out of water as well. These should have all been on 0 water. Yes, they've actually started to work and they've got no water. I'm not sure why. I will fill them up anyway. The water filling takes a little bit of time, so what I tend to do with the water filling is I let that fill and I quickly check on another chore. So let's quickly pop over to the composter and move this underneath the output. I'm going to have to sort out a teleloader or something to come and scoop up that mess. That's fine. We will actually need to head up to the lumberyard. The reason for that, as it still fills, is up at the lumberyard we need to get some wood chips and bring them back down to the composter, because I think the composter is actually out of wood chips. It's out of organic waste. So let me double check that. And yes, so the composter is actually out of organic waste to process. So we will have to fill that up. That's not a big deal because we actually have over 150,000 litres of wood chip waiting for us at the lumberyard. We actually have a bunch of tasks to do in the lumberyard too. On top of these, see how I want to try and keep this episode today to about 30 minutes. So what we'll do is, this is one task. It's going to take us about 30 minutes to do all of this. It's taken us a little bit, just over 20 minutes so far to kind of get this bit sorted. So we want to kind of get all of these done in that time. So while that unloads, let's quickly visit one of the other locations, have a check on a couple of things. So here at the lumberyard we actually do need to kind of do a couple of little things. So I'm gonna turn off drive control on this. I hate this placeable. I don't know why it did this. Is a perfectly flat piece of ground, pretty much perfectly flat. But for some annoying reason, it had to put this kind of lip, which makes using a skid steer nigh impossible. I'm actually seriously thinking about replacing the skid steer with a telehandler, because I have this problem every time. As you can see, I can't do anything with the skid steer to get the pallet. I get stuck there. I'm trying to drive forward and I can't. I try and lift and I can't, and that happens. And I try and get onto the it is absolutely infuriating that I have this issue. And then yeah, this is absolutely it actually annoys the crap out of me because of the way that this placeable has been done. You get caught on the lip, so bad. It is absolutely annoying as hell. And the thing is, I can't. This is an auto load fork. I can't use the auto load fork because it bugs the spawn point into preventing the factory script from generating any more output until the server's reset. And now that's well and truly stuck. That's now stuck in there. Okay. I am now actually totally annoyed. Right, let's sort out this because this is less annoying. Because this just works. It's the only pickup point that does that. It's on a rise. It's literally the only one you can't fork easily, and we're going to have to use a telehandler for it in future, which is annoying because a telehandler is not actually that good with the weight. The weight of those pallets is too much for a telehandler. It makes a telehandler nose literally bury forward, and in effect you kind of tip up. There's not enough weight at the back of a telehandler to do this. Kind of trying to pull this out. I want to see. I'm hoping that this hasn't bugged the server. Essentially, I've had to use the auto load functionality to get that out of the fork, to get that out of the hole that it was in. It was clear of the location of the spawn point by the looks of it, but it's whether or not it was sufficiently far enough away to allow. Whoops, we're too far. To allow the fabric script to work next time. So we will watch that, and if it has to, I'll have to restart the server, which is not a preferred option. So we'll just drop this up here. So I'm trying to get multiple things done. I don't really want to wait around for the water to fill. That trailer takes a while to fill up. So we might complete the rest off camera. But essentially we've got these, got a couple of these up and running. They make a good little living, essentially. They make a good little living. To kind of the harvest living, as it were. They're pretty good on that front. One of our next little Let's Play actually is going to be with the production line. So the production line that we're setting up is the Savapa Agro production line that sort of culminates in a dairy, and it has this pallet factory that we've just been struggling with, and this carton factory, which we have less trouble with. I have less trouble with this one. Do have problems with these pallets, but as long as it's clear, I can use the auto load. We have 16,000 in cardboard boxes. We have 5 pallets of pallets ready to go. We will be placing the greenhouses down, which is the next phase. When we do that, the greenhouses will be fed and watered. I will probably be putting the greenhouses next to the carton factory. So we won't have far to take things. There's no space up near the main farm, unfortunately, for the greenhouses. We're using that small chunk of space next to the BGA for our soya milk factory. So we won't be able, and our bee hives. We've got 3 beehives at the moment, which is really good. Can we get... Well, that's kind of annoying. Okay, so we've got loads of boards of pallets, so wood board there. We do need to sort of kind of sell some of that lot. We'll get that moved at some point. So yes, we have got our greenhouses set up, which is great. We've got 2 of them. We've got 3 more to do, which will complete off camera. Shouldn't take much longer. It's just the filling of the tanker. We have essentially a few more tasks to do to keep things ticking over today, but that's one of the little jobs we have around the farm to do to keep the money flowing. And with that, I think we shall finish up. Thank you for watching. We will be back later on with some more Let's Play. I say the next Let's Play we'll do will be the production line setup and kind of the initial run of that, and see where we go. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. If you like our series and our episodes, please hit the like button. And please subscribe to the channel as well for more of the same, and we also do lots of maps reviews as well, so please subscribe for those. I do a lot of map reviews. There should be another 2 or 3 coming in the next couple of days, and definitely probably before Saturday we will have the new map by Stevie, Cherry Hills, reviewed and up, and a server up for playing as well. So thank you very much. Hit subscribe, like the video, have a good day.